horrifying footage that shocked Italy. In June 2026, 4 migrant farm workers were locked in a car and burned to death at a gas station in Amendolara. They didn't stand a chance.
Unfortunately, when these workers come to Italy or Europe, what they often encounter is this horrible cruelty.
It's thought the 4 were killed by criminal recruiters because they protested against their working conditions. The murder sheds light on the exploitation of farm workers and the networks behind it. We're in southern Italy on the Ionian coast between Calabria and Basilicata, a fertile region where strawberries, peaches, apricots, melons and kiwis are grown and exported across Europe. The 4 murdered migrants worked here. They'd agreed to work for €45 for an 8-hour day. Their last paycheck was in April, 2 months before their murder. We meet Gervasio Ungolo, a farmer and founder of an organisation dedicated to raising awareness of the exploitation of farm workers. We return with him to the place where the 4 men died.
Today, this place represents what agriculture in Italy and Europe has become. It makes no difference whether they're Pakistani, Afghan, Bangladeshi or African. This is what we see every year on our farmland. There's very little willingness to reflect on the real causes of these tragedies.
Union activists Federica Pietramala and Alessandro De Carlo also campaign for better working conditions for farm workers. They show us how these people, mostly poor immigrants, are forced to live.
Have you seen this house? Around 30 people live there.
They're both doing what they can to help farm workers in the area. They try to find them in the houses that belong to the caporali, the illegal recruiters who hire farm workers, drive them to the fields in the morning, and keep a large portion of their wages.
It's currently abandoned, but before June 1st, when the events in Amendolara took place, it was home to at least 25 to 30 workers.
Traces of those who once lived here remain.
This is where the caporali keep the workers, even making them pay up to €100 a month to stay in this dilapidated building. Then they take them to work and make them pay for transportation.
An hour away by car, we meet a group of African farm workers. They say they have a contract, but they can't find anywhere to live.
The problem is Italians don't want to give a home to a black person. And if you go to renew your ID at the police station, they won't renew it for you. They only give it to you for 2 or 3 months. That's not good.
It's estimated that in Italy alone, at least 200,000 people work under such discriminatory and slave-like conditions, like the 4 victims from Amendolara. The public prosecutor's office in Calabria is leading the investigation into the 2 caporali arrested in connection with the murders. While Chief Prosecutor Alessandro D'Alessio can't talk about the specific case, he's convinced the mafia is involved.
Maximizing profit is achieved by exploiting human beings. I believe this is one of the most brutal forms of barbarism that exists. Wherever a mafia organization sees an opportunity to make a profit, it tries to infiltrate. How? Through its true strength, the power to instill fear, intimidation, to secure special favors, including in the agricultural sector. Transport of agricultural products, as some investigations have shown.
The victims of the violent attack, Amin, Ullah, Safi and Wasim, had also been working in one of the strawberry fields in Basilicata. Gervasio Ungolo tells us that although exploitation is commonplace, most local farmers try to follow the rules.
Most farms are rule-abiding and have strong ethical and professional standards. But then there are those farms we end up reading about in the newspapers.
But the problem begins at the point of immigration, he says. Many farm workers come to Italy on regular visas for farms that either don't exist or disappear. Often it's the illegal recruiters themselves who hire these workers while they're still in Pakistan or India, with promises they never keep once they arrive.
They're promised a job that'll help them pay off the debt they incurred to leave home. We're talking about 10 to 15,000 euros, and to improve their lives and increase their income. In reality, though, once they arrive in Italy, they find themselves earning a pittance.
This is how they so often end up in slave-like conditions. Union activists Federica and Alessandro try to free workers from such circumstances, like this group of Nepalese farm workers who worked for the same criminal recruiters as the 4 people murdered in Amendolara.
When we work in the field, he said, do fast. If you don't do the work, then we expel, or you not get money. Your money will be reduced.
Okay.
Very few dare to report the caporali, but these Nepalese workers have.
These workers reported the caporali. They've been enrolled in a protection and assistance program that helps them with both their residence permits and housing.
Never again slavery, a slogan painted on the ground at the gas station in Amendolara, a reminder and a plea at the very spot where 4 people were burned alive.
Nationals and 1 Pakistani national working as seasonal farm laborers in the Calabria region of southern Italy. They were found dead inside a burned-out van at a petrol station in Amendolara. Investigators arrested 2 Pakistani men on suspicion of aggravated murder after surveillance footage allegedly showed them setting the vehicle on fire while the victims were still inside. A 5th worker escaped with burns and became a key witness. The shocking CCTV footage, according to investigators, showed attackers allegedly pouring a flammable liquid into the vehicle before it was set alight. Prosecutors described the crime as exceptionally brutal. The victims had traveled to Italy in search of work in agriculture. Like many migrant workers, they were reportedly employed as fruit pickers and lived in overcrowded accommodation while depending on intermediaries to arrange transport and jobs. Reports indicate they were among many foreign workers vulnerable to exploitation in the agricultural sector. Their deaths have become a symbol of the dangers faced by migrant laborers working far from home. What may have led to the attack? According to the surviving witness, there had been disputes over money and working conditions. He alleged that workers had not been paid as promised and described threats and coercion linked to those controlling their employment. Italian media also reported tensions over overcrowded housing, with as many as 10 workers sharing a room. These accounts form part of the ongoing investigation and have not all been tested in court. Investigators continue to examine the evidence to determine the precise motive. The tragedy has also drawn renewed attention to Italy's illegal labor recruitment system, known as caporalato, where gangmasters illegally recruit and control vulnerable workers. This tragedy is more than a crime story. It raises questions about worker protection, migration, organized exploitation, and human dignity. As the investigation and court proceedings continue, many families are still waiting for answers and justice. We'll continue to follow verified developments as they become available. If you found this report informative, please like the video, subscribe to News with Innocent, and share your respectful thoughts in the